Reporter Travis Breeze live in studio with us right now. Travis, how is this opinion different from the previous ones?
Well, Shay, we still have the same outcome today where abortions are currently not legal except for the life of the mother. But today it's now for a different reason, as the Supreme Court has said that the abortion providers did not have the standing to sue on the constitutional rights of their clients. The lawsuit is still alive because the state's highest court ruled that abortion clinics can sue on the grounds that a trigger law is unlawful and it makes them liable to criminal charges. But unless they can get a woman seeking an abortion to intervene as a plaintiff in this case, they cannot argue that the procedure is protected under the Commonwealth's Constitution.
Can only challenge the trigger law, and they can only challenge it on a pretty narrow ground, not the really fundamental issue that this lawsuit has been understood to be about, which is whether the Kentucky Constitution protects a woman's right to decide whether to have an abortion.
Markison said he can't get into the minds of the judges, but it seems to him that they could have been moving to delay this very controversial topic to a later date.
It was a way to sort of kick this can down the road, rather than having to confront the very difficult, controversial issue of whether there is a right under the Kentucky Constitution that protects a woman's right to choose.
So this case has now been remanded back to the circuit court just about the trigger law, but the plaintiffs will likely try to get the constitutionality argument back in there. Markison said it's hard to imagine us getting any final say on the constitutionality aspect until 2024 at the earliest. Another thing that Markison and I talked about is that, usually you would have someone come into a clinic and say, I'd like an abortion, and then you'd say, would you mind being a named plaintiff for us in this case? But since abortions are currently illegal, it could be harder for them to find someone willing to do that.
All right, Travis, thank you very much.